Hello. Happy Mindset Monday. I'm just passing test after test over here. I don't even know where the live stream ended up because I don't even want to bring these motherfuckers into this. They don't even deserve any airtime for what they just did, but this live stream software that I have been using for years and years just updated their platform and didn't fucking tell anybody. And I'm sorry. I was supposed to go live over an hour ago. I apologize. So I'm here now. I don't even know what stream we're on. I don't even know how to access the stream anymore because it's like a different. So hi, I see you're here. I see that there's people here, so I'm just gonna go with it. And I don't know. Hopefully, oh man. Okay, let me just let the people in our sorry, I apologize everybody. I'm gonna let the people in the support know that I'm here. Okay, sorry. Oh my god. All right. I can't even. Okay, hello. Oh my gosh. All right. We're in the new thing. We're just gonna wing it. Hello. I don't even know how. Okay. Well, hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the live stream. I don't know how to find it on my. Okay. Hey babe, could you find it on the iPad? I don't know how to get to it. Oh, hear this? Wait, there it is. Okay. Good gosh. Oh. Okay. For those of you, I just want to say for those of you that are online people or streamers, if you ever have tech difficulties, listen, it happens. And I see people saying, not wanting to do stuff because they've had a tech difficulty or they feel bad. And I'm like, listen, it happens. And you just there's nothing you can do about it except keep moving forward. And so it's just a testament to oh my gosh. It's Mindset Monday. Just so you guys know, that's just so you know how much I love you, okay? I love you so much that I didn't just say fuck it and leave over an hour ago. And I just sat on support for an hour and 15 minutes to figure this out. Okay, we're here though. Okay, so what's up? Hi, everybody. Happy Mindset Monday. I know you guys are like, it's okay. I know, but I'm still processing because I've just been like in this place of just what do I do for an hour? And then it's oh, I'm just supposed to be love and light 2 seconds later. So I'm just woo, let's 360. Let's talk about something else, literally. So, okay. Hi, Mohammed. Welcome. Pakika, Kello Pop-Tart, Abby, Eon Bucks. That's a fun name. I love that. Tiffany, Nicole, August, Froggy, Ida. Hello. Kachi. Ashley, Mama, hello everybody. Welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for those who are on the replay of listening to my 4 minutes of adjusting to the new energy that we're in. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hi, Amri. Welcome. I think I'm supposed to be able to see Instagram and YouTube and everything at one time. So I guess that's one thing. Oh my god. All right. Okay. All right. So thanks for your help, Amy. I know it's not your fault. Thanks for helping me through it. But gosh, goddamn, you guys, what the fuck? Sorry, the girl from the chat's like, hi, I see you. I don't know if she's listening. I just had to let her know. Oh, okay. Welcome, guys. Hi, Nina. I'm glad you're here. EA, welcome. So, Mama's like, Mercury retrograde be retrograding. I normally don't believe in that stuff, but I'm just going to go ahead and we'll give it to Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury. Okay, so Abby's like, wait, there's a Mercury. I don't, there's probably always something retrograding. All right, let's talk. Let's change the subject. Tell me about manifestations. What is happy? What is she's listening. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's talk good news. What are we celebrating? Well, I'm glad to know you're a real person because I for real was like, this is AI. There's no way. Woo! All right, this is fun. We made a new friend today. Oh my goodness. All right. What's your self? My life is too meta at the moment. I can't handle this. I'm having like a meta chat with our support team at the same time as the live is going on because she's watching the live. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is fun. All right. Tell me something good. Tell me something that's going to make me take my mind. We need to put our trains in another direction. All right. What are we celebrating? What is our manifestations? Why is my eyelash lifting? Yes. All right. It's a good day to be a streamer, I'll tell you what. Whew. Okay. All right. EA says, manifested free makeup. Yes. Congratulations. Faki has, I'm so sorry. Let's say something. Let's bring up something that you can celebrate and that we can talk about that is a positive. You're here. We're together. We have this power at this moment right here in the now to create anything. And there's always a new moment. Oh my gosh. Sorry. The chat is at the same time. So with love, like we're here for you. And where can we start refocusing and focus into a different direction? Not to diminish what you're going through, but to create a new instance for you. Tam manifested another check for $750. I already took my screenshot. And Tam, you manifested what, a $530 check last week or whatever, a couple days ago? You put it in the BBD club. She said, I've been listening to Roxy's Trigger Busters in Big Beautiful Dreams Club. Hold on. I'm going to put the QR code up because we're talking about it. I've been listening to the Money Trigger Buster all week since BBD opened, and I manifested a $500 check, $530. And then that was last week. And then today you got another $750 in the mail. So congratulations. It's a good day to be a BBDer. And if you're interested, BBD Club here up in the corner, you can scan that, or you can go to bigbeautifuldreams.com. Wow, thank you. What a great testimonial. Appreciate you. Congratulations. You're so powerful. Just always doing stuff. Can our Instagram chat even see this? I don't even know how the Instagram works anymore. Are we there? All right. This is I am getting all the comments. You're seeing all of, because I just see YouTube. I see YouTube symbols next to their name, but I don't see any Instagram symbols next to their names. That's why I'm wondering. Oh, nope. I think we just went live on Instagram. So we still have to do the separate Instagram chat. So why did they even update the system? You guys, come on. Are you still watching, babe? Because what the fart? What's going on? Oh my goodness. All right. I can't believe this shit. You're kidding me. All right. Oh my God. Why did they even Oh my gosh. All right. What a day. Oh my God. Sorry. I can't. I'm in. Let me get back into this moment. Come on. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh my goodness. You guys, thank you. This is so funny. The super full moon is messing with the technology. I'm not going to affirm it anymore. We can't. Technology always works. The streaming platforms work. They they work as they should. They work as you pay them to work every time. It's amazing. We appreciate it. Okay. Fakiha says, what is a BBD meditation? So there are a bunch of meditations inside of the Big Beautiful Dreams Club. That's what the BBD Club is. That is my manifesting membership. So it is a daily space for manifestation, your manifesting hub, meditations, affirmations, daily rituals, manifestation trainings, plus the community is there. There's a 24/7 chat line. There's a bunch of message boards where you can talk about different aspects of your manifestations. And sorry, my my brain is completely focused today, right on schedule. Right where we're supposed to be going. And trigger busters is one of the new things that I've made. So they are audios that are designed to get you back into alignment within 5 minutes after being triggered, so that you can continue staying in your alignment and staying on top of your manifestation. I'm like, I could use one right now. No, we're good, because Mindset Monday is that for me right now. And I think that we get to use that together sometimes, because I know I see you guys saying things like that in the chat as well. Okay, cool. The planets are doing fine. Yes, exactly. The planets are doing great. Technology is great. Everything's awesome. Tiffany says, BBD meditation has helped a lot. Not only am I confident enough to do my first concert live stream. Yes, I saw that, by the way. Congratulations. But I'm also actively manifesting a relationship. Shut the front fucking door. Tiffany, you said I'm shocked because you know me. I do. That dropped my draw. Wow. Holy shit, Tiffany. That's amazing. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hell yeah. Well, we are here for it. We want to see this. I have a client that's is in this specific person workshop, and she's been sending me blow by blows of like what's going, like, as the unfolding of her specific person's happening, and I'm just like, this is so fun to watch unfold in real time, because she's just like, oh, this happened and now this happened, and she's just like, just sharing her experience of like the unfolding process. And then just today she's like, he's conforming. So it's just funny to watch it go down. She's yeah, we'll just say that. Yeah. So it's been cool to see it happening. And I'm excited for you, Tiffany. You know what I mean? Like, well, of course, but I feel like I'm so invested in your story. So I'm very excited to go down this road with you. I feel like I'm doing it with you. Julia, so much love to you and your grandfather. My grandmother passed at 91 as well, in February of 2022, or 2023, I'm sorry. And I do get to see her in meditation all the time, and she's just so alive and happy and vibrant there, and just doing her thing, and she's always there. And I always hear her, even when I'm not in meditation. I think wasn't it last week I was wearing that purple dress? That was the dress I wore to her funeral, and I'd never worn it before, only to the funeral. And I heard her that day was like, it's time for the purple dress. Let's go. Bring it out. I was like, okay, Grandma, let's go with it. So Grandma and Grandpa says hi, and your grandpa, he's there, and he's happy to talk to you at any time. I know there's a couple more celebrations in the chat. Thank you for just now joining us. Appreciate you being here. Oh yeah, we didn't even drop our sparkle. So drop a sparkle if you're live. Drop a kitty if you're on the replay crew. And if you made it this far into the replay, I love you. And wow. Or you could just skip ahead. So, all right. Let's talk about manifestation. Nicole says, I took a leap to get a proper podcast mic so I can keep doing the thing and stop making excuses about quality. Yes, that is fucking amazing. Hold on, I got a screenshot. Because these are wins, right? Like, I know what that's like I have a podcast. I had to start it myself. I know I had to start my YouTube channel. And as a photographer and all those things. So I definitely understand when it feels like your equipment is holding you back, and you're like, I'm literally trying to do my passion. I'm trying to do the thing that I'm supposed to do on earth, but my equipment or my software, God forbid, isn't, it isn't doing what it's supposed to do. And so there is that decision of pushing forward regardless. And I think that that's really where the magic starts, because as Bashar says, you don't have to have an art studio to be an artist. You can be an artist with a burnt stick and a cave wall. And he says, some of the greatest art of humanity, of human history, is made that way and is preserved that way, right? So there's and I mean preserved through all of time because of it. And there is so much that you are, that limiting yourself and your magic to the equipment and the software, absolutely not. If we were to do that, then we wouldn't be live right now. Literally, 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 literally. Because I would have gave up. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to talk to the support and get on this live stream today. And if the technology is supposed to stop the fucking dream, we wouldn't be talking right now. I'd be off outside taking a walk, processing that way. You know what I mean? So like, when you decide who you're going to be, when you decide that you are the artist, you are the visionary, you are the business owner, you are the leader, you are the world changer, you are the life changers, the life effectors, you are the planet ripple causer. When you decide that you are that, then you have to do the duty of showing up as that version and showing up every day in the power of that version. And that is what makes you successful. And that's what has made me successful. I actually had this conversation earlier today. Showing up every day, day in, day out, no matter what. Showing up as the version of you that you want to be, not the version of you that it feels easier to be. Not giving up or giving in because there are roadblocks, or because things feel like they're out of alignment for you, or they're going against you, or you're being tested, or it feels like it doesn't work for you, or it feels like it's always like this. And how come? You, in those moments, need to choose to continue to be the person that you want to be, not the person that it's easy to be. It's always easy to be reactive, grumpy. Not that I wasn't reacting or that I didn't have my fair share of frustrations, but I'm here. I showed up. I pushed through. I persevered. And it's like this sounds crazy when I'm talking about, oh, my live stream software was funky. But it's the message. It is the message of showing up no matter what, being the version of yourself that you choose, that you want to be, that you aspire to be, that you're going to be. The future you, being that version now, even if the 3D reality is not showing you that, even if this is not the consequence that you thought you'd be living out, you stand in that power, you be that person, you continue holding the standard for yourself and holding your ground and saying, no, I am this person. Am I the person that's going to fold because of a camera, because of a software, because of what someone said, because of my mood, because I didn't wake up in a high vibe, because I got triggered, because the 3D reality is showing me some bullshit, so I'm just going to stop on my path? Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. EW says I needed to hear this. That's the message. And you know what's so funny is, like, after about an hour into my situation today, my harrowing experience, and I know I'm making light of it because obviously there's shit going on in the world that is so much bigger than the dumb thing that I experienced just now. But it's the metaphor and the experience that is why. And I was like, you know what? Obviously, I'm being pushed. I'm supposed to go live at this time. I'm being pushed forward an hour, and whatever. Fine. Okay, I get it. Fine. Fine. And then I was just like, whatever. You know what I mean? And whatever. We're live when we're live, because I'm still going to go live. It's not like I'm not going to go. And then everybody in the chat's like, no, we'll be here. And you guys stayed. And I love you for that. You know what I mean? It's like we're here, and our meeting and our energies and our vibration and our co-creation is more important than some bullshit that the 3D could throw at us. It's more important than any bullshit the 3D could ever throw at us, no matter what it is, no matter how aggressively, I don't even want to affirm that increases from there, right? Thank you, Froggy. I love you. Says this is Lilith's energy, the energy Roxy is giving. The F off. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Fuck the nonsense. Yeah. Lilith, yeah. We love Lilith. We are children of Lilith over here. And I just added that book. I created a recommended reading list inside of the Big Beautiful Dreams Club. It's in the Reading Rainbow. That's the chat room name. I pinned it to the chat there. So I did add that book to the list. And it's interesting that you said that too, Froggy, because that energy, the fuck it energy, I'm still gonna get what I want. My psychic always tells me, she's like, that's where your power is. She's like, when you get into your fuck it, and she always calls it your fuck it energy, that's when you're really strong with your manifestations. And the reason is because you're choosing that you're gonna have it no matter what. So then when something comes up, well, does that fall under the category of no matter what? It does. Sorry, unfortunately, I don't give a fuck about you. Bye. I can't care about that circumstance if all circumstance falls under no matter what. And you get my point. It's like there is an absolute that says it does not matter what happens in my 3D. It does not matter what I see with my eyes. It does not matter even what my mind tells me. What matters is what I choose from that moment forward. Fakih says, how's Lilith different than all the other goddesses? Because Lilith is a fucking grinder. Lilith carried the torch of equality and loving yourself and personal power across all of time and creation on planet Earth. And she is the driving force. You can call it femininity, but it's not like feminism, or that's what I meant to say, feminism. It's not necessarily feminism. It's the opposite of taking people's powers away, oppressing people, discriminating against people, hierarchy of humanity, people being underneath others, people being violent towards others, people not worshiping the earth and treating our home with respect. All of those things that we cherish as manifestors, that's Lilith, and that's why we stand her and honor her, and also because she's been vilified throughout history, and her name tarnished when well, who do you think did it? The fucking patriarchy. So if you're against if you know that the patriarchy is not the T, then it is because of Lilith's influence, is basically what we'll just say there. So like, does that get labeled as feminism and then thrown under the bus and given a bad name? Yes, of course, because that's what they do. They try to divide. And what do? We try to connect and unite, because we're not trying to take away their oppression. We're not trying to oppress them in return. We just want them to stop fucking oppressing everybody else. And it's been this battle since the dawn of fucking time. So read the Lilith book, because it really puts that in perspective and really just like helped me see my purpose in all of it, because like I've always been that, and I've always stood for that. And now I see why. It's in my blood, it's in my lineage, and it's in my spiritual lineage. And Isis, of course, Asherah, yeah. And literally, it's like the Mother Earth. It's a worshiping of the Mother Earth, and maybe it is a feminine deity, but who creates? How does creation happen? Through the And this is not getting into, do not get me into it. This is not about gender. This is not about man versus woman at all, because that is not the T. That's not what it is. But it is about, I'm not even about to get into a religious conversation right now. I can't. We're not going to do that. We're not going to read the Lilith book. Okay. Read the Lilith book. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anna says, this is literally her energy. Yes, I know. I love it. I was feeling on the entire 45-minute drive home from work just now, just repeating out loud all of these affirmations to get me into the It Girl energy. I feel amazing. Yes, we love the It Girl energy. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for sitting through this. It's so interesting. I think that we pretty much connect similarly, I think, in those ways. But I obviously am not in any way want to like trash anyone's beliefs in any way. Like, I have my beliefs. That's what I'm convicted in. And if you share those beliefs, cool. And I certainly am not somebody that wants like to not let other people have their beliefs. If I don't share them, that's fine. So I don't want to I'm not trying to shit on anyone's beliefs. I am trying to shit on how humans are treated across the planet, though. For that, we shit on. And that is why we fucking rise. So, oh my goodness. Okay. So, and go vote, please. Okay. Dad, are you listening? Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. And wherever you can, wherever you have the opportunity, go vote. And I know that I know that it always isn't justly counted in places all over the world. Do the things you can do. Okay? Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Froggy, yes, exactly. No, yeah, I wasn't telling my dad to go vote. Sorry, that came up. My dad is making me make sure that I'm telling people to go vote. That's what it was. Not that my dad needs to vote. It's that my dad is like, don't you not use your fucking platform for this. That's what all right. Cool. Sorry, that came out wrong. Yeah, I don't want anyone to think that my dad's not voting because it is not. That is not the. It's not that. No, our family has been involved in civil rights and things like that for a very, very long time. Okay. All right. So, Mama's like, Dad said vote, y'all. Exactly. Okay. Phew. All right. So, Mama's saying, I'm not even going to read that. I see it, but I'm not going to read it. I do love my dad. I'm a daddy's girl. Okay. All right. Okay, Beyond Nina says, I had my resume submitted for a position, got slightly concerning news about my current project, but immediately got on my thoughts to flip. It always turns out in my favor and everyone else involved. Yay, congratulations. And listen, sometimes the road is rocky. Sometimes the path is a little bumpy to your dreamland or to where you want to go, but that's okay, right? Roads are bumpy sometimes. They just are. Not every road is completely smoothed, paved smoothly. Oh my goodness. So, hi Jinx. Where are you? Oh, hi. I saw someone say hi to you. Mohammed, you're so sweet. It says Roxy's a really good daughter. Thank you. I do love my parents. I was an only child though. So I was an only child till I was 9. So there's a good chunk where it was like just, me and my parents. And we're all very close. So definitely love them. Okay. Ida, I see you and I don't want to read it because I don't want to add energy to it. But what we can do is, okay, so I posted this on my Instagram the other day about when we're talking about all the things that are happening in the world that are, not good. A lot of times it's hard to ignore it, right? And with the issue is that when it comes to manifestation, how do you manifest something? The answer is ignore the 3D, right? Like we know that. But obviously you can't do that in certain situations sometimes. Like you get my point, right? I'm walking the line here of wanting to not gloss over or spiritually bypass or any of those things. Right? Okay, because I don't even want to finish my sentence. And also, we have to, in order to create a world where that is not happening, we have to look to something different. We have to do that. We have to turn away from what we see in order to see something else, right? To create something else. We know that. We know that as manifestation people. So you have to, no, you don't have to. This is what I'm proposing, is that we talk about the change being implemented now. It is happening now. The laws are changing now. The people are getting justice now. People are being freed now. And turning our language and our eyes from seeing something and calling it like we see it, which is, this is kind of that conversation we were having earlier where it's like, of course, that is the natural inclination, is to see that and be like, oh my fucking God, no, what the fuck, right? But all that does is solidify it into reality. And then you have billions of people doing it together, and it's creating what we live in. And so, as a manifestation person, from my perspective, I feel like my purpose to share this perspective, because that's what I do, is that we as a collective are affirming and visualizing and seeing and intending for the changes happening now. We are the generation that changes it. And honestly, with the way Gen Z is, like, I don't doubt it. Seriously, like, Gen Z is a fucking, like, voracious generation. And if anybody can fucking get shit done, it's them. And not saying that we can't, but all of us, right? And it's like, I think to have, that kind of power and no nonsense. That's the thing about Gen Z, is very no nonsense, right? Spearheading it and, like, being like, you know what? Because our generation, I'm a millennial, we're tired of it. Obviously, Gen Z, you're tired of it. I mean, everybody's fucking tired of it, right? But there's this like lingering regime of all these old ways that they've been murdering. Oh God, I'm not supposed to say that word on YouTube, am I? They've been. Sorry, I just dropped it hard. I'm so sorry. People for all of fucking time over, to perpetuate this idea of holding people down and keeping them from their fucking human right of being alive, right? All of the things since the beginning of time. But the people that are, like, willing to participate in it, it's dying out, right? It's dying out to the point where, like, the majority of people, it seems, are more so like, nah, like, we're not gonna fucking do this shit anymore. And Raj says, I feel like millennials been tired since, like, 2003. Yeah, the day let's be real. All of the illusions shattered that day on 9/11. Really, that's when everything fucking changed. And I feel like I was in college. I was, like, a freshman in college when that happened. So I feel like, I'm kind of old enough to look back on, it's like half my life. And that shit changed everything. It really did. That's when, like, my stepdad worked for the airlines too, so I had, like, a intimate perspective of it from that side of, like, what was going on with the airlines and all that stuff. And it really, really just, like, shifted everything. I think where it's like this idea of, and of course, I'm also American, and I don't know, there are people in the outside of America that are like, no, bitch, it's always been like that. For us, there was this illusion of perfection, the American dream, all those things, and it was really shattered when that happened. And I don't know. Again, I can't speak for the rest of the world because I don't know what that was like, or what it's been like, or what it's like to be anywhere else. But I think at this point, Mama says now it's unacceptable and we're allowed to be loud about it. And that's what it is. It's like, like, people, yeah, they can't silence people anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it just, people trend what they want to trend. And that's why, like, the celebrity and Hollywood shit's going down now, because that's like a big part of it too, because so Hollywood is completely controlled by the government. It's a complete, like, it's like the front gate, the shiny pearly gates of all the secret fucking shit that's going on. And they put this, like, Hollywood facade and veneer up front to make everything look shiny and happy and rich and glamorous. And it is you guys are seeing how dark that shit is. And this is not just like Hollywood. This is the people that control the fucking world. So all of this shit is breaking down when they're not able to have that facade and that veneer up anymore. And we're able to see through it. And like content and stuff that like isn't normally allowed to go mainstream can, because people can disseminate information now. So we have honestly this opportunity right now to really create something different for the future generations. And whew, here, what do we got to do? Yep. Mama says the good old boy system. But it's deeper than that. Like I was saying, like that's why that book Lilith like really kind of opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. It's like this has been the fight since the dawn of time. This is like straight up kick you out of the Garden of Eden because you ate from the tree of knowledge. That's what this is. Since the beginning, they don't want you to know you have the fucking power. They don't want you to know that we're all equal. Because then they can't fucking control you and they can't oppress you, and that's their goal. It's always been this fight since the dawn of fucking time. They've used all these religions across the world to get this fucking job done. And like tarnished the actual message of love and personal power and everything that humanity, all the beauty that humanity is, has been turned into something that is used to kill and oppress people for all of time, all over the world. It's not just feminism and patriarchy. It's so much bigger than that. It is those who seek to oppress others and the ones who just want you to get the fuck off my back. I'm not trying to control you, so get out of my fucking face. But no, they want to control your birth control, and they want to control your gender. They want to control who you can marry. They want to control who you can, where you can live, how you can buy. Like, no, fuck you. You're a human. I'm a human. You don't get to like. So yeah, I know. I didn't expect this conversation either, but it just takes us where it takes us. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like, I'm having a moral, like, do I want to say something that I want to say personally? Because I think that, no, I'm not going to say it. We're just going to say we're going to keep doing everything that is in our power as a citizen, as a human, to continue to pass on our desires for freedom for all people, right? Everybody. That's why we're all here. So if that's voting, if that's peacefully protest, I mean, this is not my business, but I am not obviously we do the things to continue to uphold our view that people should be treated equally with kindness and love and not have violence perpetrated against them. And again, that has always been the fight since the dawn of time. Starwood says, at dawn we ride. Right. TT says they don't want us to shine brighter than them. And that's the thing. It's like they don't, and then the other thing beyond that, it's like they don't even truly understand power then, because power is you shine, I shine, we all shine. The brighter that I shine, the brighter you can shine, and vice versa. When they want to take all that away and steal it for themselves, there's only so much they can do. They cannot exceed what each individual light can do. Even with all of the collective souls that they have underneath them, they could never outshine one true light. And it's like if they would just stop trying to fuck everybody else over and just focus on themselves, well, that's how we're going to make peace. So we're going to low-key feel bad for Jesus. Exactly. They like totally that's what I was going to say earlier. Like, I didn't want to say anything, but like just the way that they've vilified his name and his thing too. Froggy, did you read that book? Are you reading it? You should read it. Shoof. Yeah, man. Michael says, keep showing kindness and ability. Exactly. And like, that's how we have to do it that way. But it also, like, that is our way, because their way is through violence. It is through oppression, and that's their way. And that's what we're trying to eradicate. And our way is through love and peace. And like, I feel like that's what always gets me. It's like, they treat the people on the other side as if they're a threat because they think that way, because they want to oppress, because they want to cause violence. So they expect that the other side wants to cause violence. But in reality, we just want you to fucking leave us alone. Stop violencing everybody. It's not your fucking role. You don't get to do that. And like that, it's like a div. They think that we want to fight back, but we really just want you to stop. Can you fucking stop? Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Hey, do you know where the Lilith book is? I'll show it real fast. Wow. What what a conversation. August says exactly what I was going to say earlier. They live in this illusion of competition. If one group wants rights, they feel like that means they're being taken away. Exactly. It's like, you think that we're trying to take away from you because that's what you want to do, when in reality, we're just trying to give everybody rights. Like, oh, so, whoa, my gosh, what are these crazy ideas that everybody should have their own, like, okay. It's so weird. This is the book, Lilith, by Nikki Marmory. I want to ask her to be on my podcast, actually, because I actually want to read you guys something. I'm going to read you guys a little bit of I'm going to read just like the first sentence from the acknowledgments at the back. She says, Lilith first came calling for me in the spring of 2019. I was researching another book, but the demands of the furious, vengeful first woman were very insistent. So I told my agent, meow, 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 da, 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 da. So then she got, I had to get Lilith out of my system. I hadn't gotten very far when the COVID pandemic hit. In that strange, isolated lockdown world, Lilith took over, bursting out of the limited scope I had originally imagined to bestride 6,000 years of human history and hold the fate of the entire world in her hands. And I mean, she's not really joking, actually. But when I read that, I was like, does she mean Lilith is coming to her? Does she mean Lilith, the book? Or does she mean Lilith is coming to her? I was like, I need to have her on the podcast. So I'm going to reach out to this woman and see if she wants to. Mia says, I think it works both ways, though. Humanity must be recognized on both sides whenever someone is negating someone else's humanity. I mean, I can see that, but like to where that, I mean, and maybe I'm wrong, but the way that I'm interpreting that is like, okay, we'll just let them keep raping and murdering people because they want to, because they're humans too, and they should get that. Is that the stance we're taking? That's not my stance. I'm gonna go ahead and say, okay, maybe there's a little bit of a fight back, because I'm not gonna take that stance. I don't want to take that stance. I don't want that one. Maybe I misinterpreted. Okay, all right. I was like, no, I don't like that one. No, thank you. Okay. This conversation is interesting. All right. Everyone's like, no. Okay. Jamie says Lilith will come to you. Yeah, I know, because she came to Froggy. Did she come to you first? I feel like she came to you and you were like, Lilith, and I was like, okay, cool. And then now I talk to her every day. And she came to me And like I've been getting the message of this mission before Lilith. I was getting the message of the mission. Then Lilith, and we've been talking to her, like you said, like 8 months, right? So then Lilith 8 months ago stepped in, and then this book I read like a month ago, or I got the book like a month ago. And it was like full of all the stuff that I've been, the stuff that they've been telling me in my meditation is like the message of that book. So anyways, that's why I'm like, read it. Please go read it. It's really good. Thoughts about Eve. Read this book and you'll know how I feel about Eve. Eve chose the other side. Let's just say that. So, is it possible to manifest all the things back to back to back? You're already manifesting every moment back to back to back. And so what this question is, it sounds, to be honest, it's coming from a place of lack, because what you're saying is, I don't have the things that I want. I want them now. I want them fast. I want them over and over. I don't even want any gaps where I don't get what I want, right? Like that's what that question is kind of saying under the surface. So for me, if that was my, like the energy that I was in, I would want to switch that to, I mean, manifestations are happening back to back to back. It's moment to moment to moment. Things are sprouting out and popping off. And that's the actual truth, because you are creating every now new moment. According to Bashar, you're creating billions of new realities per second. So you're never, ever, ever stuck. You're never, ever, ever old. You're never, ever, ever in one place. You're always, 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 always on a new frontier and always able to create a new situation and experience. So using that come through, or excuse me, sorry, I'm gonna Roxy's brain. Using that to affirm that your manifestations are coming through and that things are working all the time in your favor. That's where I would focus, is I would be saying back to back to back manifestations all the time, because that is actually the truth. And so you would be affirming your own power, therefore believing in your power stronger, meaning that you're able to utilize your power stronger. So think about it like this. Ooh, here, this is what the analogy they're giving me. You know how in movies like in Harry Potter, for example, in the beginning of the series, Harry doesn't know that he's a wizard. So the only times he's able to do magic are when all of his emotions are really focused in like one area, and it just like pops off and it's like all over the place. But when he gets a wand, wands help you direct your energy, and you're able to swish and flick and send your spell the direction you want it to be, and it's very focused and deliberate. So, and this comes with time of harnessing it. Now I'm seeing, who am I seeing in my mind? I'm seeing Cyclops from X-Men. How his little glasses, or whatever they call that thing. Dad, what is that thing called? These little glassy things. A visor. Thanks, babe. When he has his eyes open, or when he doesn't have the visor on, that shit sprays red everywhere, right? But when he puts the visor on, now he can direct it and he can open his eyes and use it when he wants to, right? So same thing with your manifestation. It's like when you understand the mechanism, and then you know that you actually have it, you know you have this power, you understand it, and you learn how to use it, you get better at using it, right? Because just the acknowledgement of you having it instantly gives you more access to it. So, and the more you hone it, obviously the better at it you're going to get. So the same thing with the manifestation is, I've always tell people, sorry, guys, I don't want to affirm this, but sometimes I feel like I have to, because I feel like new people will pop on and be like, what is wrong with this person? Nothing is wrong with me. I have been diagnosed with ADHD, and sometimes my trains go off track mid-sentence, but we're good at bringing them right back. And they always get right back on track. Every day it's getting better and better, and we're always focused. We don't even have that a race. We're all on a $100 time. We're super smart, perfect. Everything's great. Oh my gosh. Sometimes people are like, why don't you rewrite your ADHD? And I'm like, because I kind of low-key like having it. Like, I really don't actually want to revise it. I just don't want to sit here and affirm it and like perpetuate I try not, whatever. I kind of do. Yeah, there's moments where I'm just like, it's me. It's who I am. And like, it's a key to my success sometimes, but it also like allows me to be human and give myself grace for something. So anyways, side note, back on track. Use manifesting to get better at manifesting. That's where I was at. Picked right back up. Do you see how perfect that was? And you can actually use the mechanism of manifesting to get better at manifesting. You can improve your manifestational ability by saying that you're good at manifesting. If that makes sense. Nicole says, do you ever feel overwhelmed wanting to mass manifest multiple changes in your life at once? That's the question I was just answering. It's like a feeling of needing to dramatically spring clean house when I feel this way. Yeah. And that's what I was just saying. That's coming from lack. That's coming from, this is not good enough. I need something better. This is unacceptable. That energy is the opposite of conscious creation. When you're saying this is not good enough, I need something better, I don't like this, you're literally doing the opposite of conscious creation. You're pushing away more good stuff. You're being, oh God, I got one. I'm not going to throw any other YouTuber under the shade. There's a YouTuber whose eyelashes are never connected. I'm like, do they just set them things dry on their eyes and just they set them on their eyelashes and go to town? No shade. But every time I feel like I'm like, oh my God, I'm being that. I'm not going to talk shit because that's not my vibe. But I will say that it does happen and we do see them. But I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy being cheesy, baby. Oh God. What are we doing? We're having a moment. This is what I get for saying anything. Now I'm going to be the YouTuber whose eyelashes are not connected anymore. Okay. August, you're on the same vibe, says, I don't feel the need to erase my ADHD either. I just need to understand it, accept it, and make it work for me. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm at. Like, I spent so many years like hating myself for the things that turn out to be ADHD, that now I'm just like, well, let her have it. Let the girl be late. Let her be late. Let her be disorganized, okay? Oh my God. August, no, it's not you, babe. If they were on the stream, I would not say it. If I knew they were on the stream. If you are on the stream, babe. Okay. Shoo. Jamie says, it's a superpower. Isn't it cool to have 50 million brilliant thoughts at once? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can run with 100,000 tabs open at one time. That's what we're doing. We just got all the tabs open. So, back to Nicole's question. Feeling overwhelmed. Yeah. So it's like, you really want to make sure that you are affirming that you have everything, that everything is going your way, that everything is on point, everything is aligned. Because if you're not affirming that, you're not fucking getting it. And if you're looking around saying, I need a drastic change, this is not good enough, that is what's going to continue. You're not going to get the change just because you're fed up. You're going to get the change because you're going to step into the energy of the person that gets the change. But just sitting around being like, meh, that's not going to do it. Hi, Anna. In my defense, I have magnetics on. It's not glue. One side's doing good. She's holding on for dear life. Muhammad says, can it be cured when you have ADHD, or is it a permanent thing? Can someone please? The thing about it's like any illness is affirmed by your belief in it. And this is not medical advice. I'm not here to diminish or denounce or erase anybody's experience. However, again, if we're having this conversation about creating a new you in every moment, there's always a new you that you're creating. And so if you're if you're adhering to being somebody with an ailment or whatever, a mental, whatever the fuck, we are attaching the label of ADHD to ourselves actively in this chat, by the way. I understand that. Then you have it. And it's the same with like narcissists. People will get up my ass about the narcissist thing. And it's like, narcissists can't change. And it's like, yeah, I get that. Obviously, I have a degree in behavioral science. I understand that part of it, but you're not hearing me when I say, you say that you call them a narcissist, they have to be a narcissist. And if you want to see them be something different, then you cannot regard them as a narcissist and continue to label them that way and see a change in them, because narcissists don't change, right? Like, yeah, we get those parts, but like, you are always creating your reality. You're creating the story. So if you are like hell bent on, well, it has to be this way because of meow, then guess what? It has to be that way for you. And that's on you. And I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying yes, no. This is not a conversation about mental health. This is not a conversation about medical advice in any way. This is a manifestation conversation about reality creation. Celia says, I had a major medical surgery and now I don't know how to find my excitement in life again. Celia, have you tried meditating? Because I feel like, okay, so what I'm getting immediate intuitive stuff off you. There feels like forgiveness and healing that needs to be done. I'm not saying this is what you're experiencing, but the way they're showing it to me, so like the way I'm being able to relate that to you, is it feels like it's like, how dare this happen to me, and like not fair, and like, and I'm sorry, I don't want to say the word victimization, but this just like how they're kind of showing it to me so I can explain to you the vibe that I'm getting, like, spiritually, of what. So you said, because obviously, so you lost the joy, right? So there's something in the way that's kind of like preventing you, like you're kind of like not able to bust through and break through this barrier. The barrier to me feels like that's not fucking fair. Like, that's what it feels like. And while I agree with you, it is like holding on to that energy is going to continue to create that turmoil within you, in your spirit, and it's going to impede your physical healing as well. Michelle, I'm glad that was resonating for you. La Tempesta, thank you so much for the way you explain that. Honestly, I freaking love the way you explain it. I'm just gonna take a screenshot just in case. Just because, like, if it does come up, I want to be able to give you credit, because that is such a genius way to explain it. You said, don't worry about curing a medical life-threatening medical condition. By the way, obviously the answer, like, seek all of the avenues. I'm not saying to just meditate it away or whatever. Do the things in the physical reality and do the things in the mental space. But you said manifest less systems and keep manifesting less and less until you forget you have it. Yeah. And I just love that the way you articulate it is so simple to get. It makes so much sense when you say it that way. Okay. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just catching up with some of the chat. Nicole, you said, I've been more conscious about being grateful each day for the things I have or have created, but sometimes it just feels like an itch under my skin, or like I'm on autopilot. Meditation. Meditation. Like, I can just tell you're not tapped in. Like, there's no way that you're tapped into your highest frequency and that's happening. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I was going to say too with Celia, like, get into meditation and elevate your vibration and your mindset. It is always going to be the answer to whatever is going on. Jamie says, when old people sit and talk about their ailments, they never heal. There's a reason for that. Because they're just keeping it in play. They're keeping it their truth. Michelle says, also healing in the spirit body, taking care of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Yes, I love that. And remembering to do it, like you said, on all levels, healing within and without. Jinx, hi, enjoy. It sounds fun. Can meditation be guided? Yeah, definitely. But I'll say this. Find a meditation that leaves space for or that leaves empty space for you to connect with your guides, because I think that guided meditations are nice, and if they're guided the whole time, it like leaves you feeling nice and it gives you some warm fuzzies. But I personally prefer a meditation where I have empty space so that I'm able to communicate and hear information and receive, and not just like, like it's nice to feel good, but you could feel good and get guidance on your journey and speak to your guides and things like that. So I do have a bunch of meditations inside of the Big Beautiful Dreams Club, and we have ones that are specifically designed to help you receive messages and information from yourself, from your higher self, your guides, all the things that are out there. Belief nutrition. I'm about to get real with you, okay? I'm gonna let you know right now. Sometimes I'm a little sassy. It's not personal. I'm reading the energy, and I was just about to read your question and you retyped it again within like less than a minute. First of all, that and people don't like that energy, especially like people in the chat. They don't want to see your question about a million times, right? And I'm just giving you forewarning. Sassy is not personal. I'm just letting you know. The reason I'm saying this is because I was just about to answer your question about being in lack energy, and then you were like, lack, more lack. But look at my question. And it's like you didn't even type it long enough for it to be off the screen. Like they're both, I can see both of them without scrolling up. They're like close enough together that I can see them both at the same time. Oh, you said it because of grammatical errors. But still, yeah, I could see that. Okay, fine. I'll give you that. But still, it's a little like, because I mean, I can read, I can read it, but I see you, but also, okay. So we're just gonna move past that. But I did get that vibe. I'm like, okay, I'm about to read it. Hold on, let me get to read it. Okay. So not getting into lack, right? So that's one of the things is like you're looking at really, you have to make yourself be okay with the now. That's the answer. And it's not the answer anybody ever wants to hear, it seems. Actually, everybody loves hearing that answer. They're so glad that that's the answer. They're glad that's the answer because it's the easiest fucking thing to do, is to decide that it's actually going to work out in your favor. But you have to act with faith. You have to maintain the idea that it's going to work out. It's going to work out. And a few things too, because I'm gonna say a few things that I notice people doing, just so if you're doing this, you can like kind of tighten this up. And it's not your fault. It's like this is like how I feel like humans are programmed. So you move into a space of, okay, it's going to work for me. And then your ego or your pattern or however you want to look at it, your fears come in and say, but actually, what if it doesn't? Actually, it's not going to, but actually it's not. Look around here and it's not here. But what are you going to do now? But it's not here right now. And you either have the opportunity to say, but actually it is here and it actually is. And I know it's coming and I'm not going to worry about that. Or you can be like, oh, you're right. It isn't here. Crap. What am I going to do? And go immediately back into the negative thing. Right. So there's one, that's just one time. If you go back into the negative, we already know you're going to be stuck in negative and you're just going to stay there because you're not holding yourself to that higher standard. Like we were talking about earlier, where you are going to carry yourself through those moments. You're going to be the person that is abundant, regardless of what the 3D reality shows you. You're going to stand in your power and be that person now, no matter what's happening, because that's how you become that person. You can't wait for the 3D reality to show it to you before you become that person, because you'll never become that person and the 3D reality will never show it to you. It doesn't work that way. You have to hold the energy and hold the line and hold the standard of who you want to be when it's easy to be who you currently are. And that is the difference between those who are successful and those who fall and fail every single time. In this conversation, bringing it around to the fucking topic, here we go. Finally, the biggest block to receiving your manifestations is not holding that standard for yourself. is not being strong in your conviction, even when it's hard, even when it's really easy to not believe in it. Because when you fall and you fold like a lawn chair, when the time comes, you don't uphold your part of the reality creation process, which is you have to say what it is. If you start saying it's not enough, then it's not enough, and it can't be enough, and it'll never be enough, because you are the one that says how it is. You set the tone. Your word, then 3D. Your word, then 3D. Your word, then 3D. On and on into infinity. And never the world and then you. Never, never, never. And if you live your life that way, you will always be behind. You will always be playing catch up. You will always feel like things are going against you, because you're letting your fears, worries, doubts, and reactions to what you don't have run the show and dictate the story and create the future. So this is why 360 method is so important, because 360 method teaches you how to think thoughts that go against what your eyes are seeing. It teaches you how to, I'm going to put the thing up here while I'm talking about it. It teaches you how to choose thoughts and realities that are different from what you're experiencing, that are outside of your circumstances, that are going to say, actually, I'm going to get everything I want and more, no matter what is around me. And then you have to do that consistently and on repeat. Like I said, on to infinity, straight on till morning, like Peter Pan, on and on and on, because it is always you and then 3D. And it will never not be that way. As long as you're on planet Earth, it will be that way. As long as you are here to hear this message and remember what I'm saying in this body, that will be your truth. The fact that you know this now, you will never not be able to unknow it. It will always be you and then 3D reality, and there's nothing you can do about that except control what you say, no matter what's going on around you. So 360 method, that's where I teach you how to do that, how to control your mindset so that you can just control reality and manifest whatever you want. It really doesn't matter like what you're manifesting. This is the mechanism of how to think in the way that represents the reality you want to experience. Okay, Tiffany says, my guides just dropped this and said, Roxy is morphing. Ooh. BBD has become her gem and synergy is becoming Jerica. Take it how it resonates. I definitely see your transformation. It's dope too. Thanks, Tiffany. I love you. Synergy is becoming Jerica. I'll have to extrapolate on that, but I love a gem reference. Thank you, Belief. I appreciate you. Maria says, I started watching your content just before I started uni, and now I'm getting my degree. Your content has helped me so much through uni, especially when I used to get imposter syndrome and anxiety. I appreciate you and thank you. And that's so awesome and proud of you. And like, fuck imposter syndrome. I know how it feels, and I know it like gets the best of us, but it can, but we don't let it, because again, you're the one that does the thing. You're the one that does the thing, and we do it regardless of, again, the 3D circumstances, but we also do it regardless of the fears and worries, doubts that may come up, and the insecurities and the ways that your programming wants to keep you safe from being seen, and not just being seen, but seen in your truth and being seen in your authenticity and being seen for something other than your mask. You know what I mean? Nicole, all right, I'm going to give you some tough love because you're dropping them in the chat. And we've had this conversation in private conversations as well. You do a lot of affirming of your current reality. And it's in this context of, I really want this, but this is how it is. And then even sometimes when I've offered you advice, I'm like, okay, this is how you do it. You're like, yeah, but this though. And it's like, well, okay. Fine, keep that then. Because I'm not going to sit here and play ping pong with you guys all day. or anybody. I'll play ping pong with my own thoughts, but like, I'm gonna tell you how to do it. I'll help you, but if you're not gonna help yourself, that's on you. And when you're ready to, I'm here, and the content is here. But like, when you have this idea of like, it's defeatist. It is defeatist energy. I really want this, but this. I really want this, but this is how it is. I want this, but this. We're taking the train to Butttown, and it's like, do you want it, or would you rather talk about how you don't have it? Because with the most love in the world, right? Because that's how it comes off. It's like, do you want the thing, or do you want the sob story? Because you can't have both. And like, I want this to be a line in the sand moment for you, because I love you and you've been part of my world long enough that sometimes I got to get a little tough love. Stop this shit. Literally, stop. No more. No more. I want this, but this. I'm trying for this, but this. It's going good, but this. No more. No more. No more. Cut. Done. We're done. That's the last time. Last time. Last time. And that's what I want you to work on, because I specifically see it with you in multiple areas. And so this is the time we're having the conversation now. And no more. You know? Either you want your reality, or you want to talk about how it's not working for you. You can pick one. But I can't sit around. I'm not going to, like, I'm not the kind of person that will like nurture somebody's woe is me kind of, not saying that you are that kind of energy in my real life. So I certainly can't do it in my business. No, be sorries. This is a mirror. This is just realness. This is not about sorries. This is like, okay, Roxy's giving me some tea right now, and I'm going to listen. I'm not going to take it as an attack or an offense. This is me saying, this is something that I see a lot, and you might want to address it if you want to get your things, you know? Oh my God, Holy Ghost says, how can I just tune in and catch a stray immediately? Ah! No. It's all love. It's all love. Because I get, it's not like I'm trying to say this from a place of like, I'm so much better and I'm perfect. It's coming from a place of like, my job is to see it. And when I see it, you're here, right? You're here in the chat. And it's like, when it's in the chat like this, it's spreading to other people. And now other people are like getting that energy on them too. And that's why I really have to draw the line, is because like, that's not what we do here. And so in this community, we find those things and we nip them in the bud. And that is why we're successful. So now you have something really great to kind of like latch onto and look out for, because I think it's going to dramatically help you, because I know you're working on it, but you're like taking the train to Butttown all the time. Even when you're getting gold from fucking Roxy Talks, you're like, yeah, but okay, then don't ask me. With all the love in the world. It's a sassy day. Froggy says, I'll never forget when I told Roxy that I wanted more engagement on my post, and she said, okay, but have you asked for it? I'm like, you just expect people to engage with you? You're not even like saying, hey, how are you? You want people to like bust through your house and open your door and say, Froggy, where are you? I need to talk to you. You said it, now I have way more engagement. Yeah. No, it's all love, all love, all love. Sometimes everybody gets it sometimes. Everybody gets it sometimes. And it's never personal, and it's literally straight up just like it coming from a place of like, okay, do you want the thing? Because I'm about to tell you something. If you want the thing, then listen up. If you don't want the thing you want, click off right now. Oh my gosh. Tiffany's like, Roxy does not play. She's not with the BS. I'm really not. And I'm just not like I'm just not like that at all. In general, it's not even personal. Has to do with the business. It's me as a human being. I just don't have time for it. Are we being real or are we not? Because otherwise, like, I got shit to do. Are we getting the stuff we want? Otherwise, I got shit to do. You know what I mean? All right. Star says, I love your podcast. I listened to it on Spotify. Was your 0.01 of top listeners. Oh, thank you, Star. Hold on, I got to screenshot that because that's amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Star. Welcome. Glad you're here. Thanks for letting me be sassy. Sometimes I think people maybe on this podcast, they come over and they're like, oh, Roxy is sassy. I have my moments. Oh, Nicole says there's guilt around me getting things when my family is struggling around me. Okay, got you. That makes sense. You said being accused so often of being delusional when you were getting things. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give you everyone as you pushed out little convo. They're acting that way because you say they act that way, and then when they act that way, you're like, see, they act that way, and then they have to act that way next time, and that's what creates a cycle. Because remember, I said your word comes first, then the 3D. It's not that they act this way and then you have to deal with it. You say they act that way, then they have to act that way. Okay? They can't not call you delusional and criticize you for getting stuff, and they can't not struggle around you while you win with those sentences. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you want them to stop struggling, then you need to stop seeing them as struggling. This is that conversation that we've had earlier. Whatever is going on in your 3D reality, you need to say it's something different if you want it to change. And I know that's not always easy, but that's not the conversation we're having. This isn't the conversation of, is it easy to change my reality when something is really hard to look at? No. I mean, okay, fine. Yes, it is easy, quote unquote. But the difficulty lies in you conceptualizing something different than what you're seeing and then trusting in yourself to create it, and then it's possible for you. And I don't want to say difficulty, I want to take that word away, but that's kind of like the perspective I'm saying here. It's like, it's easy to create any reality. That part done. How do you maintain the new story when your eyes are showing you something different? That is the real question of manifestation. And that is why we do 360, because 360 accounts for the fact that your brain works on autopilot, and it also helps you redirect your thoughts from what the 3D is showing you. And I've said this before in my videos in the past, your eyes see, but they don't say. Your brain doesn't see, but it says. Okay? And what your brain says, or your mind, or however you want to perceive that, what we say about what we see is what manifests, not what you actually see. What you see is an old manifestation. What you say about what you see will be a new manifestation. And I've said this in my podcast before, you're always reacting to things that haven't happened yet. You're making the future happen with your reaction to the current. So it's like you're creating a ghost of your future by looking at what's going on in your 3D and saying anything about it. Simply observing your 3D creates like a ghost imprint in the future that you're going to walk into. So that's why it's really important to be conscious of what you're saying and thinking and assuming about everything all the time, no matter what it is, because it's creating the infrastructure that you're going to walk through very soon. Hi, Amon. Hello. Welcome. So, Froggy says, I wouldn't be here if you weren't sassy. That's probably why I relate to you so. We're like cut from the same cloth. Shoo. All right. So it's 4:29. Okay, let's do homework. Your homework this week. You said, I definitely know I can affirm for a career change, for example, but when I don't know what to affirm for, that's what trips me up, the unknown results. Well, you don't have to affirm for unknown, just affirm that everything works out in your favor. It always goes your way. That's all you need. And I'm going to challenge you again because you brought it here. I'm going to challenge you and say the reason I even said what I said to you about what you're saying is not a conversation about career. It was actually a conversation about SP, where I was like, okay, fine, continue telling me the circumstances that you're trying to, work around. So I'm just going to say respectfully, I agree with the maybe not unknown part, but I would say that it is more than in just your career area, because I saw you talking about it with that conversation. Not to you again, you put it in the chat, so that's so okay, good, all right. All the love in the world, yeah. So I would say I would look at it in other places too. Okay. Amon says how to get rid of insecurities. Okay, let's do a homework assignment for insecurities then. I like that. Let's do that. So all right, here's what you're going to do. So it's going to be kind of a journaling assignment. First question you're going to ask yourself is, what are the biggest things that I want right now that feel hard or scary or impossible? Question number 1, what are the biggest things that you want right now? Or what are the things that you didn't have to be biggest? What are the things that you want right now that feel hard or scary or impossible? Listing out the things that like sometimes there's things you want and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that. And then there's things that you want and it's like, I really want that, but right? But so what are those things? And then the second part of your homework is going to be from those things that you want that feel scary and hard and impossible, what feels scary, hard, and impossible about it? And I want you to get really real with it, because this exercise is designed to show you where you're telling a limiting story about yourself, okay? Or about your world or about your opportunities or whatever it is. So those things that you write on that second question, we can call those your insecurities. And we'll call them insecurities in the areas that you desire change, right? So we've looked at things that you want that have a certain story about them that don't feel possible for you. And then we're going to look at why. Why do you feel it? Why is this? Why is it hard? Why is it scary? Why? I mean, what are they going to think? All those things. I want you to just really list them out and get them out of your head onto paper. And then you're going to do a left hand, right hand column exercise where you go, left hand side is all those insecurities. And one by one, you're going to rewrite each one of them into a positive statement. And then, bye, Michelle. Then you're going to use all of those statements on the right hand side as your new affirmations to describe yourself when it comes to the situation. You can begin installing them. This is what I call it in 360 method, where you really start just like robotically affirming, if you will, these affirmations. But you also want to do it. You do it like in your downtime when like the subject is not on your mind. And you also want to flip your negative thoughts. So when the left-hand side stuff comes up on your mind, you flip to the new thoughts to the right-hand side. So it's something that you would want to work into your mindset to affirm. And then it's something that you also want to flip when it comes time. So that is the homework. If you want to deep dive into this process, that is 360 Method. This little QR code's up here in the corner. You can scan there, or else you can go to 360method.co if you're interested. Basically, it is about you learning how to control your thoughts and how to think and act and believe and trust and step into the energy of who you want to become versus maintaining and staying who you are so that you can manifest whatever reality. And again, it doesn't matter what you want to or what you want to manifest or what experience you're trying to create. That's whatever. Yeah, fine. You'll get it. Who cares? Yeah, you'll have that. It's fine. It's easy. That's it. That's all you want. There's so many more things you're going to get. But it's the 360 is really, it's not about what you're wanting to manifest. It's about how you conceptualize yourself and the world around you, and then how you react to the 3D as you're trying to make that unfold. And the 3D is doing what it does. Whether that's circumstantial, whether it's like shit's popping off, whether it's negative, whether it's not moving, whether it's triggering, whether it's like all the things. It really doesn't matter how your 3D is like falling together or falling apart, if you will. It's how you respond that pushes the manifestation forward and makes it come through. And so that's what 360 Method teaches you to do is stay on track, to stay focused, to stay in that belief, to stay in the energy, to stay in the mindset. And then over time, you eventually begin rewriting your thoughts to the point where it becomes more automatic and more autopilot like they are now. And so the goal with 360 is to revise so many of your thoughts that your new reality thoughts become second nature, and you just think that way automatically, just like you do today with this version of yourself. I'm going to answer this one final question, and then we're gonna log off. You said, I often get confused while manifesting an SP. How do we know someone is right for us? I'm going to go out on a limb here and like take this question a little step beyond. It's like, if you have to ask if somebody is right for you, then maybe they're not. Or maybe you know more than you're letting yourself on. Or maybe you're fighting up against your old patterns, which can go either way. It could be like normally you pick the wrong people and that whole thing is playing out. Or maybe you pick the right people and then you worry about it and push them away. Whatever it is, like, I want you to look at what's actually at play here of like, how do you not know they're right for you? You know what I mean? Like, that to me sounds like a red flag. Why wouldn't they be right for you? I don't know. Is their actions not good? Are they not being a good person? Or are they not treating you right? And then it's like, if that's the answer, I don't know if that's the answer. That's where my mind is going. So if you want to share more, feel free. But my mind is immediately going to, if you don't know they're right for you, then that means that their behavior or whatever is not on par with what you actually want. So let's be real. They're not on par with what you actually want. Are you willing to settle? Is that your pattern? Do you want to settle? Are they actually good and you have a pattern that pushes good things away? Like, you really need to be looking at how you are responding and why you're wondering if someone is right for you. Do you have this thing where like nobody is ever good enough? Do you have a thing where you're not good enough? You know what I mean? Like, it's deeper stuff. Everybody is different. But you have to like look at your own programming. And that's why like my homework assignments are always involving some sort of like journaling or meditation or like going internal, because that's where the answers are. I can't tell you why or if this person is right for you, or even how to tell you if they're right for you. Only you know that. And so it's like when you meet somebody and you know. So like, why don't you know? That's what I'm asking. And I'm not being accusatory. I'm literally wondering, like, why don't you know? What is in the way that's like, I don't know. Is it them? Because I don't know. That energy is not the kind of energy that brings in a strong relationship. You know what I mean? Like, so this is why I'm saying, like, you want to be looking at all these things, because it's like different pillars of the same building you're trying to build. And there's different areas where like, why? What is the issue? Nicole, yes, you're getting back to scripting. I love it. Awesome. Holy Ghost says, I'm worthy and accepting of experiencing love to its strongest capacity. Yes, I love it. Okay. If you're just now joining, hi Gnarly. I was just about to jump off here in a second. I was asking, we were in the midst of getting some answers, but I don't know, is Amon still here? Maybe she's typing. Tristan, I love this because somebody was asking if what to do how do you visualize your future if you don't know what you want? And I was saying, well, one thing is like, the story is that you get everything that you want and everything works in your favor anyways. So like, you don't need to have a super clear destination all of the time. If the general consensus is I always get what I want and everything goes my way. You know what I mean? Oh, you are here. Yeah, I was just wondering if you had more to elaborate, but if you don't, that's totally cool. If what I said, if I was right with my intuition, then that's cool. Then we're done. We don't need to go. I said what I said. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and also don't be hard on yourself. Like, anything that I say, especially if I'm sassy and if I'm like, oh, you're doing like this and whatever, it's not because I'm not trying to accuse you or like talk shit about you or put you down in any way. I'm literally just like, this is going on. I can see this happening. Like, you got a million undercurrents going on under the surface that I have no knowledge about. But the one thing that you just typed speaks volumes. Like, that's the energy of like why I say the things I say. And sometimes when I'm I'm like, hey, this thing, because it's like, that's the only thing that's in my face right there is what I'm going off of, is what you're typing in the chat. And I don't know any of the histories and the nuances and stuff, So it's never accusatory. It's never to like make you feel bad. It is to show what's going on or hold up a mirror. And sometimes my delivery is sassy and I'm like, listen, bitch, this is the deal. But again, it's not like against you. Like, I have no personal feelings or ill will against anybody here. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even know you guys. So like really like that. And I'm not that kind of person anyway. So but it is, I'm going to say it like it is, because there's no point in me trying to sugarcoat it. And also, I also almost am not super capable of talking to people and like that kind of like I have to be real, right? We know I'm neurodivergent. Okay, guys, I'm neurodivergent. I say the thing. I just say the thing. It's hard for me to beat around the bush. Like, I almost can't. I'm sure. I mean, I can't, but whatever. I can't. And you see what I'm doing. You can tell when I'm beating around the bush, because I'm like, I trip over my words. But when I mean it, I mean it. So it's like, that's why I'm just very direct, and this is what it is. So yes, and Kristen, it's to empower you. Exactly. Yes, it's so where there are obvious cracks in the system, like that are coming to the surface, that you can address them. And then the more you deal with the stuff that is right there in front of you, then the more you get to have the stuff that's underneath the surface, and the more of those things you'll discover and be able to address. Amanda says, holding up a mirror can be heavy. You know what? That's true. Mirrors can be really heavy, like big ones. Oh, like human-sized ones. Oh my gosh. And not to like act like, again, not that I'm so special and I'm the end all be all who has all the knowledge. It's just that like that happens to be my gift, is like seeing what people are saying and what's like reading between the lines. And that's why I coach on those things. So Amon says, yeah, the other person's behavior being back and forth. So, okay. So the reason why I wanted to ask you, we're just going to continue this real fast. Amon, the question, if you're just now joining, was, how do we know someone's right for us? My answer was like, how do you not know? And if you don't know someone's right for you, then why? And what are they doing to make you question whether or not they're right for you? So you said their behavior and then being back and forth. So they are back and forth because you are back and forth. And I'm not saying this conversation sometimes is interesting. People will get really mad about the SP conversation sometimes. You are creating your SP, period. And there's no way around it, okay? You're manifesting them by what you believe them to be. It's not saying it's your fault. It's not saying it's their fault. It's nobody's fault. It is just a fact of life. What you think about a person is how they show up. There's no way around it, because you are the one doing the creation in this reality. So if you have, number one, a story about them having whatever behavior and being back and forth, they will do that. Number two, if you have a story about just people you date or people you're in relationships with being back and forth, and that you can't rely on people, or that they don't follow through, or whatever that story looks like for you, because it kind of goes into different categories for everybody, but it's the same. It stems from the same place of like, you aren't holding on to your faith or trust in what you want long enough, or telling the story of what you want long enough to get the behavior to change. So back and forth comes from, hi Kalani, back and forth comes from when like you start thinking positive, and then you're like, yes, yes, yes. And then either 3D reality does something, or your patterns kick in, or what, again, it's different for everybody else. You get scared or worried or doubtful or whatever, and then you pull back and you're like, oh, but what if they don't? Oh, but they're not. Oh, but this happened last. Whatever you do to pull back that trust and your faith and your excitement and your assurance and your belief, then they go back. Then you're sitting there in your unhappiness, and you're like, actually, you know what? I do deserve good thing. I do get what I want. I do want this thing. And you get your gumption back up. You get your energy back up, and you're like, actually, I am gonna. And you do that positive momentum thing, go forward, and then you do the thing again that goes back and forth. And so you're stuck in this bandwidth of like belief that is not like, okay, if let's say that your specific person's here and you want to get them here, but your bandwidth of belief that they can be that or that you can do that is like here. Or I guess it should be down here since you're creating them. So the where you want them to be is up here, but you only allow yourself to believe this far because that mechanism where that says they're not good enough or you're not good enough, whatever. Again, like I said, it's different for everybody, but it's the same mechanism. Once that kicks in, if you don't push past this barrier and go continue believing up in your like higher conceptualization of them, you're going to hit this barrier and you're going to go back down. And you're just going to be back and forth bouncing between I believe, no, I don't, no, I don't. I believe, no, I don't, no, I don't. And this is what that's what back and forth behavior looks like on a like a energetic level. So if you want this person, it's not about are they meant for you? That's never the question. It's like, are you willing to revise your story to the point where what they have done to you gets erased and is a wash? Are you willing to put aside how you've been hurt to accept their apology enough to manifest them as a version of, that could never do that to you or that never would again? Does that make sense? It's like, it's not that you can't, and it's not a judgment call on anybody else's. This is your decision. Can you have a pure enough story about them and what they've done in order to manifest a better version of them? That's the real answer or question or whatever. Yeah. So. Shoo. Yeah, and Nicole's saying, yeah, in your social, your friends, your family, all of that also can affect your love life and vice versa, your love stories. It's people in general. How do people treat you? How do they perceive you? How do they receive you? How do they reciprocate? All of those things fall. How do I say this? Your SP is beholden to how you believe people treat you. And if you expect someone else to treat you outside of your own story, you're just gonna be waiting for that bus for a really long bus that's never coming. You have to actually, that's kind of a actually hold on, because that's kind of a paradox the way. If you expect them to treat you different, then it would be maybe changing your story. No, because I see people that expect this. So I'll see people and they'll say, I expected different treatment. I affirmed different and they still treated me like shit. I'm like, well, you're over here in my DMs telling me they're treating you like shit. So that's one thing. You're reacting to the 3D, which means that you're actually not believing that it works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you really have to look at all these nuances. Like I was saying earlier, there's so many levels to all of this because there's so many levels to reality creation, and it is extremely detailed and extremely nuanced. And if you're not taking into consideration all of the ways that you are building your reality and you're just looking to your 3D to change for you, you're just going to be very frustrated. It's just not how it works. Amanda says, you can also manifest them just to be away from you if that's what's best for you. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. And that's, yeah. And again, like that's my point. It's like, it's a judgment call. If you want someone in your life, then you need to decide if you can conceptualize them in a way. Is your heart able to handle that? Can you heal from it? Do you need the apology? Is it beyond repair? Can you just let it go? Is it not that big of a deal? I don't know. These are like things that you need to answer. Does this, and also remember that whatever they've done to you is because you have a story. Like I'm going to tell you right now, you had a story about back and forth before they were back and forth to you. They're back and forth to you because that's your story, not the other way around. It's not your story because that's how they've acted. You did that. And not in a negative way. It was, let's say it was done to you over the course of your lifetime, but also you did it, right? Like how you react to what goes on around you sets the stage for what continues to go on around you. So again, these are all things to consider. It's very deeply personal. It's different for everybody. Like the actual thoughts and experiences that create these patterns, but the patterns are so widely similar across all of humanity. Everybody does this shit in the same, and like, again, it's like different, but the same, different reasons, different experiences as to why. However, the explanation is the same. You said you explained it so well. Thank you. The reason why is because I have talked to so many people with different back and forth, hot and cold, yes and no energy. I've heard so many different stories where I was like, oh, this shit's all the same. It's all the fucking same. No matter, like, the players may be different, the colors, the theme, the time, the music, the energy, the day, the season, whatever, but the fucking pattern is the same. It's like do 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 do. Here's the mold, and then just insert your own little experiences in there, and it's always the same. So you're not alone. This is how humanity responds. So this is it's good. It's not you. It's just like your programming. So now you can look out for. The way you beat that then is then when you reach that ceiling and you start bumping up into this and you start hearing those oh no thoughts, you push past them. Actually, it will work. I do trust. I know that the people in my life are there. They do stick around. I can trust them here for the long haul. You know what I mean? You start using words and expectations of longevity, of trust, and what's the word I mean? Like devotion. Like, I'm here for life, ride or die. Like, that kind of energy is the opposite of the hot and cold, back and forth, start, stop kind of a thing. I'm not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're here for life. I could do, you know how like you have those best friends and like they've seen, they've seen everything. Like they've held your hair back when you're throwing up. You know what I mean? Like they've just seen every side of you, and they're not going anywhere. Like, they'll always be there because that's, you guys are there and you're there for each other. It's kind of like that vibe of like, well, they're not going to, I'm not going to worry about that. Another way I like to explain it is like, you know, sometimes people will get freaked out about texting someone. Will they text back? But you know, when you text your mom, you're like, Mom, hello, it's your favorite child. You know what I mean? Like, there's no expectation. Like, it's my mom. This is like the best thing you're getting all day. Or not that, but you get my point, right? You don't even think twice about the people that you can rely on being there for you. And like, that's the kind of energy that is the opposite of hot and cold, start, stop, false starts, back and forth, so that you can tap into that assurance of like, they're not going anywhere. You know, obviously every human goes at some point, right? But we're not talking about that. We're not going there. We don't need to like ask for that to come sooner. So we're just going to think about the fact that like those people in your life that aren't going anywhere, you're not worried about texting them a million times. You're not worried about, if I need to call you at 8:00 in the morning, I'm going to do it. If I need to like tell you to come over here and I don't know, I have to move. Come help me. I don't even know. I have a spider. You know what I mean? It's like the people that you're just like, I'm not worried about what they think. They're here for me all the time. That's the energy that you want to tap into for all people. And if you haven't had a ton of reliable people in your life, if you have had one person that is reliable or there for you, then use that story and that relationship and energy to kind of tap into and like sink into and like really think about how it feels to have somebody that's like there for you all the time. If you've never had someone like that, much love to you. We're here. Please stick around and stay with our community because we have amazing people here. But also, like, have you ever had a pet that you really loved? Have you ever had like a hobby you really loved, or a teacher, or even like a commitment to yourself? Thinking about other ways you can look at long-term trust that you've already felt and experienced, and then kind of putting that feeling onto the new story. What to do while they're appearing unreliable? Smile and nod. Oh, they're so cute doing exactly what I said. Look at the 3D reality conforming for me. Wow, it really always just goes my way. It's that. You know what I mean? It's like you have to be the version you want to be, not the version you are, to push through. And this comes back to the whole topic. You have to push through the moments when it's hard. You have to continue to show up the way you want to be, where you're going, not where you are. If you want your 3D reality to change, then you have to respond to the current reality right now at all times, as much as possible, as your next version, where you're going, not who you are today. Because if you just keep being who you are today, you just get the same, more of the same. So being who you are today is good for maintenance. If you want forward momentum, you need to be who you need to be tomorrow, you today, all the time. I remember when this thing always sticks out of my head. I remember when I was in kindergarten, we had just started school and we were learning, they were literally teaching us what today, tomorrow, and yesterday, like those kind of things. And like understanding like date, like like, I think we take that stuff for granted, but, like, I remember being taught those things of, like, how to, like, spatially put yourself into, like, time. Um, and I remember I'll never forget this. One of the like, you used to have to say, like, "Today is," and you have to say the day of the week or whatever, and I think it would, like, go around the classroom and everyone would say something different, and I remember one kid said, "Today is tomorrow," and everybody laughed, and we were all like, "Ah, ha, ha, ha." But I remember even at that point, even as a child being like, "He has a point, though." He's actually not wrong. And yeah, and today is tomorrow, and today is also yesterday, and yesterday is also today and tomorrow. And I remember being like, what the fuck? But today is tomorrow. And so be tomorrow today in order to get what you want. That's the secret. That's the secret of manifesting. Be tomorrow today in order to get what you want. Nicole, I'm excited for you. I know you're going to go apply. You're going to have a bunch of amazing experiences. Hi, Brendan. I'm literally just about to jump off. So if you're just now joining, head to my YouTube channel to watch this again. This has been such a wild chat. We had a big moment of talking about our generation and our place right now as conscious creators and as reality manifestors and just as human beings in this pivotal time in our world's history. And I believe I am here to usher in 10,000 years of peace. I've been given this message multiple times. If you think I'm crazy, you're free to think that. That's fine. However, I do believe that we are going to bring peace to this planet because that's why I'm here. So however we can do that, my contribution to the conversation is we must affirm, intend, and visualize and see the changes that we want to see, that it's happening now, that we are doing it as a generation, as a collective, as a population, that everybody here is sick of this fucking shit. All of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. We're tired of seeing people harmed. We're tired of seeing people marginalized. We're tired of seeing people oppressed. We are tired of seeing people fill in the blanks. And we're not going to stand for it anymore. And as a group of people, as manifestors, as people of potentially the highest vibrations on the planet. I mean, honestly, really think about that. You got monks, you got experts and gurus, we got people who are doing yoga every day. You got people who choose to see beauty in the world. And you have us who are daily raising our vibration. Like, we are on the forefront of everything, of creating a better world. Literally us, these people listening to this fucking chat right now, manifestors, positive people. Us. It's weird. They keep telling me this analogy, which is interesting because we're trying to not be violent, but I keep hearing we're the tip of the spear. We are the tip of the fucking spear for peace, as weird as that is, for change. Us people that have the power to see a change in this world and not be taken over by the intoxicating allure of the 3D reality. And what I mean by that, again, I'm not trying to glorify what's going on. I'm trying to say it is very, very, very convincing. And it's very hard to look away from, right? It's very, and obviously we're not wanting to deny it. We want to change it. So how we're going to do that is by all of us together, everybody that's here, everyone that's hearing this message, whether you're here live or you're listening to this later down the road, it is our job to affirm, intend, visualize a world where the changes are happening now, today, and tomorrow. Because guess what? Today is tomorrow. Over and over and over. We have to choose. We're choosing a world of peace, of love, of understanding, of freedom for all humans, safety, freedom, protection for all human beings, regardless of where you live, what you look like, all the fucking bullshit, all that bullshit that they try to tell us that we're not good enough for. No, we know that's wrong. We know as manifestors that's not right, because we know that every single person is God, is able to do everything, to create their own fucking world. We know that every human has incredible power within them. So there is no world that makes sense where anybody is below another person, right? So we cannot allow ourselves to continue seeing the world that way if we want to see change. If we want to see change, we need to affirm again and make it our story that the change is happening now, that we are doing it, that we are making headway. Today and always and every day and today and today and today and today and now and now and now. Because it's always now and it's always today. So I love you all so much. Brittany says, I intend every day that my daughter is growing up in a world full of love. And she is. She really is. Oh man. So I love you guys. Make sure that, again, if you have the opportunity to vote, please do. If you have the opportunity to have your voice heard, throw it out there. We're all doing it. That's all I want to say. We are doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. We are the generation that changes things. We are the generation that moves this and moves the planet and changes how humanity operates. So, fuck yeah. Congratulations for being a part of that. Thank you for being here. And honestly, like I just want to say and let you know, like I really highly, highly admire all of you that are here. I think that it is really fucking cool that you put your vibration and your frequency first, honestly. Like I really do. And like if you ever talk to me, if we ever have a session, like you understand and know that I really truly value people who are like, I'm not just going to be in a bad mood because it's easy. I'm not just going to react to my 3D reality because it's easy. I'm actually going to meditate. I'm actually going to do my affirmations. I'm going to script. I'm going to put myself into a higher vibration. I personally find that extremely admirable and inspirational. And the people that don't do that, like, I notice, you know what I mean? And I just want you to know, like, I think the world of you for fucking doing this and being here every week. I know it's not easy. I know it's not, you know, I'm human. I'm right there with you. So the fact that you are willing to do this, to put yourself first in this way, energetically, internally, so that you can be a better person for the planet. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And like, this is why we're together. This is why we're all here together, because we are on this wavelength and this vibration together. So we're going to change the fucking world. We're doing it. It's already happening. We're seeing it happen. We know it's happening. We're seeing it in our eyes. We're seeing it in our visualizations. Everybody, peace, love, protection, a wave of understanding across the planet. I love you guys so. I really, really, really love and appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being you. It's easy for me to get. No, you hang up. Why is this so easy for me? Okay, I gotta go. Okay.